Hi everyone. Now we'll discuss the new topic. The topic name is group replacement. In replacement, I already told you three types of problems are there. Normal replacement will be there when percentage is given how to solve the replacement problem, and this problem is known as the group replacement. In group replacement, the problem is somewhat lengthy is there, so that's why I wrote the whole problem. Then I'll try to explain you, because if while explaining, if I will write now, it will consume more time. So that's why first I wrote all the problems what are and the answers, then after that I am explaining you. So here the question will be given somewhat like this: the following failure rates has been observed for a certain type of light bulb. Okay na, some one company is there, in that some failure of the bulb. Normally presently we are using most of the 99.9% in ceiling we are using. Okay na, wall ceiling. In that we are using some lights. Okay na, false ceiling lights. Nor for the what will happen that in corporate offices, false ceiling will be there after working 6 month or 7 month. The life of that bulb will gone. So what will happen, you have to go for the replacement, or some bulb or some lights will be run up to 1 year, but due to some problem or technical issue, the life of the bulb will be decreased. So what will happen, so the probability of failure will be given, and in how many weeks what is the probability is given. So here the following failures rate have been observed for a certain type of light bulbs. End of the week, if you come to consider the 1 week and the probability of failure of the date. So here in first week the probability of failure is equal to how much? 0.05. In second week 0.13. In third week 0.25. In fourth week 0.43. In fifth week 0.28. In sixth week 0.88. In seventh week 0.96. In eighth week 1. So probability of failure is this one. First week 0.05, second week 0.13, third week 0.25, fourth week 0.43, fifth week 0.68, sixth week 0.88, seventh week 0.96, eighth week 1. Okay na? This is the failure probability is given. What is given here? Failure probability is given. After that, what is given here? The cost of the replacement of an individual failure bulb is equal to 1.25. Okay now, how much is there? Cost of the individual bulb replacement 1.25. The decision is made to replace all the bulbs simultaneously. Okay now, the cost of the what is given here? See, probability is for one this one, for second this one, for third this one, fourth this one, and fifth 0.68, for sixth 0.88, for seven 0.96, for 8 1.09. After that, what is given here, as you can see that the cost, what is given here, the cost of the individual failure, the cost of the individual failure, as you can see here, the cost of the replacement of a individual failure means, suppose 100 bulb is there, in 100 bulb after completion of 3 months only 17 bulbs are not working, remaining all are working. Okay na, 17 bulbs are not working, remaining all our bulbs are, let's take the example of a 17 bulb. Okay na, that are totally dump means that totally are not working. So if worker will come, if technician will come, if he replace that 17 bulb, okay na, only 17 that bulbs he is replacing. Okay na, so how much is costing cost for each bulb? 1.25. So he is saying that one only. The cost of replacing a individual failures means, from out of 100 total how many are there? 100. Out of there how many damaged bulb are there, or how many dummy, or means how many not working condition failure bulb are there? 17 are there. I am giving the dummy value. So for that 17, how much cost is charging for each bulb? 1.25. The decision is made to replace all the bulbs simultaneously at fixed interval, and also replace individual bulb as their failure is service. Okay na, if the cost of the group replacement is 30 paisa. Okay na, cost of the group replacement is 30 paisa per bulb. The cost of the group replacement is how much? 30 paisa per bulb. Okay, na? What is the best interval between the group replacement? See, in your question it will be given what is the best interval between the group replacement? At what group replacement price per bulb would be a policy of statistically individual? So like this is given. So he is saying that I given the example. Suppose in a company, okay na, in a company number of rooms are there. If in that rooms or in that offices or in that apartment, whatever you want to consider, what he is trying to say that suppose in any apartment, okay na, in any apartment or in any office, total how many bulbs are there? 70 100 bulbs are there totally, and duration of that bulb is equal to normally 6 months will be there, okay na, duration of that bulb be, but some bulb will be means the cost will be same for the at the time of purchase, cost will be same, but some bulb will life will be more. For some bulb life will be more, but normally guarantee warranty like this will given na, so only 6 months like this they're given, okay na, at the time of installation for 100 bulb they're given. But what happened within a 3 months only, within a 3 months only, if some bulbs are not working properly, okay na, they're not working properly, if you call the technician, if you call the technician for individual bulb replacement, suppose example 17 I told you, 17 bulbs, if you want to replace that one, the cost of each bulb is equal to how much technician is charging? 1.25. How much technician is charging? 1.25. Suppose you are replacing at after certain time, if you are replacing 100 bulbs, then how much you are getting cost? 30 paisa. Okay. So group replacement is mentioned. What is mentioned in your question? Group replacement is mentioned, and the probability is also given. What is given here? As you can see that probability is given. For one this is, for second this one, for third this one, for fourth this one, and the fifth this one, for sixth this one, for seventh this one, for eighth this one. Probability is given. So you have to check which one is the suitable method for the whether you have to go for the individual failure bulb and whether you have to go for the group replacement, which one is suitable for this type of this one, okay na, this type of problem, which one you have to refer and which one you will get the cheapest compared to the these two methods. So in this method you will find out that one only. So, he is asking you replacement become preferable to the adoptable policy. So, which method you have to follow? So, first you have to find out the probability of failure, means you have to find out the exact probability of failure. What is the, in first week the probability is given. How much is given? As you can see here, in first week how much probability is given? 0.05. In first week how much probability is given? 0.05. So, here in first week probability you can write 0.05, probability is equal to how much? 0.05. In the second week how much probability is given? As you can see here, in the second week how much probability is given? 0.13. For the second week if you want to find out, what you have to do? 0.13 minus 0.05, first week probability you have to subtract, then only you will get the second week exact probability you will get. Suppose if you subtract the previous year probability, then you will get the present year probability. So like this only, last week means previous week probability, if you remove, then only you will get the second week how much probability is there. So second week how much probability is there? 0.08. Same thing you have to repeat in third week. In third week, if you want to find out the third week probability, then 0.25 minus 0.13. What is this 0.13? Second week probability. So 0.25 minus 0.13, that is 0.12. Okay na? In the means last week you have to minus, if you want to find out the fourth week probability, fourth week, then 0.43 minus 0.25, 0.43 minus 0.25, how much it is? 0.18. The probability is how much? 0.18. After that, if you want to find out the fifth week probability, then 0.68 minus 0.43. See, 0.68 minus 0.43, as you can see here, 0.68 minus 0.43. If you want to find out the probability for fifth year, then if you want to find out the probability for sixth year, the sixth week, 0.88 minus 0.68, as you can see here, 0.88 minus 0.68. If you want to find out the probability for the seventh year, 0.96 minus 0.88, 0.96 minus 0.88, that is 0.08, that is 0.08. As you can see here, for the sixth year, 0.88 minus 0.68, that is 0.20. For the seventh year, 0.96 minus 0.88, that is 0.08. And the eighth year, if you want to find out the probability for eighth year, so 1 minus 0.96, 1 minus 0.96, that is 0.04. What is this? Like this you have to find out the probability. Like this you have to find out the probability. Okay, now for first year you have to write as it is, that is 0.05. Second year, if you want to find out, 0.13 minus 0.05. If third year, if you want to find out, 0.25 minus 0.13. In the fourth year, if you want to find out, 0.43 minus 0.25. Fifth year, if you want to find out, 0.68 minus 0.43. If the sixth year, if you want, then 0.88 minus 0.68. Suppose seventh year you want, 0.96 minus 0.88. Suppose eighth year you want, then 1 minus 0.96. So like this you have to find out per week how much probability is there. So P1, then P2, then P3, then P4, then P5, then P6, then P7, then P8. Like this you have to find out the probability. Okay, now suppose sometime question it will be given direct probability is given. Whenever the direct probability is given, no need to find out like this. But suppose in like this is given, so first you have to try to find out the probability. After that you have to write down the number of expected. Like this you have to create the table and you have to write. First you have to write the weeks, how many weeks are there, then expected number of failure. Okay, na, how many expected number of failure, expected number of failure, 0. Number of means how many, sometime it will be given in your question this one, otherwise sometime it will be not given. So approximately how much you have to assume, 1000 you have to assume. How much you have to assume, 1000 you have to assume. So week, then expected number of failure. So first starting, mostly in number of question it will be given 1000, mostly 1000 will be given, 99.7% will given 1000. Suppose it is not given, so n naught you can assume as 1000. How much you can assume, n naught is equal to how much you can assume, 1000. So n1 is equal to n naught into P1. If you want to find out n naught, n1, so what is n, expected number of failure. So start with n naught, then write n1, then write n2. Like this you have to write. Suppose if you are writing n1, so here n naught P1. Suppose if you are writing n2, then n naught n1, then reverse P1 P2. n2 means n naught n1, then P1 P2. Suppose if you are writing n3, n naught n1 n2 P1 P2 P3. Like this you have to take the reverse manner. Like this you have to take the reverse manner. Okay, no? So n naught n1 n2 P1 P2 P3. Like this I wrote here n3. Then n3 means, as I told you, n naught n1 n2, then P1 P2 P3. Similarly to that, n4, n naught n1 n2 n3 P1 P2 P3 P4. Ascending order, descending order. N for ascending order, P for descending order. Small to big, big to small. Like this you have to follow. Similarly for n5. Similarly for n5, n naught, n1, n2, n3, n4. where you stop now, N4. Why you are writing till N4 only? Here N5 is already there. So till N5 only, N4 only you can write. After that what you have to do? P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. Then if you want to write the N6, then N0, N1, N2, N3, N4, N5. Already N6 is there. So no need to write again N6. So you can write here. So here you can write P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6. Then again you have to go for the N7. N7 means N0, N1, N2, N3, N4, N5, N6. Then P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, like this, reverse mode. This is ascending order and this one is the descending order. Same thing you have to follow for N8 also. Same thing you have to follow for N8 also. The N8, N0, N1, N2, N3, N4, N5, N6, N7. Similarly, P1, P2, P3, P4, P5, P6, P7, P8. Like this you have to write in terms of N, in terms of P. Now the next thing is that where you have to get this N values and P values, means P already you got from here. As you can see here, in probability you got the value of P1. How much you got? 0.05. P2 value how much you got? 0.08. P3 value how much you got? 0.12. P4 value how much you got? 0.18. P5 value how much you got? 0. The P6 value 0.28. P7 value 0.08. P8 value 0.0. So here you got the P1, P2, P3. Now in starting what you have to do, N0 you assume. How much you assume here? 1000. So if you assume this one, N1 you will get here. If N0 and N1 is there, if you want to find out N2, N0 is also there, N1 is also there. You substitute here, you will get the N2. So three things you got, N0, N1, and now only you got the N2. Suppose if you are going for N3, suppose you are going for N3, you know N0, N1, N2. P1, P2 is already given. So you will get the this one. Suppose you are going for N4, you know N0, N1, N2, N3. Okay, na? N3 just now only you got. So P1, P2, P3, P4. Like this you will get the all N3, N4, N5, N6 and N7, everything N6, and this one is the N7, every value, and last one is the N8. N8 value also you got. How much N8 value? Like this you got. Okay, na? After doing some calculation I wrote the values also. So after going from calculation you will get the value of this all that thing. After that what is given in your question, just I wrote that one. What is given in your question? Cost of the bulb when replaced individually. I told you that is designated with the letter C1. How much that is? 1.25. Cost of the bulb when replaced individually, 1.25. Cost of the bulb when replaced in a group, okay na, CG, that is 0.03. If you are going for repair that individually for whatever the damaged bulbs are there or whatever the not working bulbs are there, only you want to replace that bulb only, the cost will be 1.25. No, overall whatever may be, whether it is in working condition or whether it is in damaged condition, you replace all the things, means how much he is charging? 0. Technician how much is charging? 0.30 paisa. If individual replacement how much is charging? 1.25 paisa. Whatever given in question, just that things only I wrote again. Okay na? After that what you have to do, like this you have to create the table. What you have to do, like this you have to create the table. After that you have to create this table. Okay na? What for this table? Calculating the cost of the light bulb when replaced as a group. Okay na? When replaced as a group. Okay, so here how many weeks are there totally? First you have to write weeks. Okay na? How many weeks are there? You have to mention here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Totally in your question how many weeks are given? 8 weeks are given. Expected number of failure. Expected number of failure. How much is given expected number of failure? From where you will get this one? If you see this one here, n naught is equal to, in first week how many expected number of failure? 30 is 50 is there. In second week how many expected number of failure? 82 is there. In third year how many expected number of failure is there? 128.12. In the fourth year how many expected number of failure is there? 199.01. In the fifth year how many expected number of failure is there? 289.10. In the sixth year how many expected number of failure is there? 273.10. In the seventh year how many expected number of failure is there? 194. So this one is known as the expected number of failure. So where you have to write that one? 50. After 50, next what you have to do after writing that 50, next expected number of failure, next year expected number of failure you have to write. So next year how much will be there? 82.50. How much it will be there? 82.50. Then third year how much it will be there? 128.20. And the fourth year how much it will be there? In the fourth year how much it will be there? 199.01. In the fifth year 289.10. Then sixth year 273.10. Seventh year 194.35. In the eighth year 194.61. Now cumulative failure. Now next what you have to write? Cumulative failure. How to write the cumulative failure? First you have to write this one as it is. Okay, now first you have to write this one as it is, 50. Okay, now this one you have to write the as it is. Next what you have to do means, see this 50 is there, now this 50 plus this one, this 50 plus this one, 50 plus 82.50, how much you will get? This one 133.25. Then 133.25 plus 128.20, so how much you will get? 260.62. 260 point, how much you will get? 62. Then 260.62 plus 199.01, how much you will get? 459.63. 459.63 plus 289.10, how much you will get? 748.73. Then this plus this you will get this one, this plus this you will get this one, this plus this you will get this. So this one is known as the cumulative. This one is known as the cumulative failure. This one is known as the cumulative failure. After getting cumulative failure, next step what you have to do for the cost of the individual replacement? What you have to do? Cost of the individual replacement. Cost of the individual replacement. So cost of the individual, if you want 4 means 3 into CI. What is CI? I already told you. What is CI? CI means individual cost. How much is there? Individual cost is given in your question. How much that is? 1.25. How much it is given? 1.25. So 1.25 into 50. How much? 62.5. Then 1.25 into this third. 1.25 into third, you will get this one. 1.25 into third, you will get this one. 1.25 into this, you will get this one. 1.25 into this, you will get this one. So how you will get the fourth? 3 into CI. CI means cost of the individual replacement is known as CI. Now you have to find out the fifth one. Now you have to find out the fifth one. Now fifth, if you want to find out the fifth, NO means NO into CG. NO into CG plus 4. NO into CG plus 4. NO value in starting you assume. In some problem it will be given. Suppose it is not given, what you have to assume? You have to assume 1000. 1000 into CG. What is CG? CG which you see the cost of the, see, because the cost of the group replacement, how much that is? 0.60, 0.30, 0.30. So NO into CG. So NO into CG. NO is equal to how much? CG value is constant. NO value is a constant, CG value is constant. NO value is constant, CG value same value from starting to ending, you will get the same. Plus 4. Plus 4 means this is 62.5. 62.5. Then 165.60. 165.60. Next one is the 3 25.77, 32.77. Next one is the 574.54. Like this you have to find out the fifth one. Like this you have to find out the fifth one. After finding fifth one, now you have to go for the last, that is sixth one. Fifth divided by 1. Fifth divided by 1. If you want to go for the last, fifth divided by 1. What is the fifth value? 362.5 divided by 1. So how much you will get? 362.5. Next one, 465.62 divided with 2. So how much you will get? 232.81. Then 625.77 divided with 3. So how much you will get? 208.59. Then 874.54 divided with 4. Then how much you will get? 218.63. Like this you have to solve. Okay, now after solving that you have to check whether the loss column is in decreasing order. Okay, now see 362. Next one is the 232. 232 is less compared to this one. Okay, na? Right. Then 208. 208 is less than compared to this one. But 218. 218 is greater than 208. 218 is greater than 208. It means that in this year, if you replace that, in this week, if you replace that, then you are in safe hand, means you are in profitable. If this year, which year that is? Third year. Which year that is? Third year. So you have to mention that in the third year, if you replace the then you are in profitable. Which year? The like this you have to, therefore the optimum, like this you have to write, therefore the optimum group replacement policy is replace the bulb at the end of third week with a average cost of 208. How much the average cost will be there? 208.59. How much average cost will be there? 208.59. So this year you have to replace. So what we are calculated this one? Calculate the cost of the light bulb when replacement as a group. So first one is the week, then expected number of failure, then cumulative failure, then cost of the individual, then cost of the group replacement, then average. Okay, na? So here you have to check decreasing, decreasing, decreasing. If any number is increasing compared to the preceding number, then what you have to do? That number or that year you have to select it. So which week here? Which year here, which week here, week is given. So third week. Okay, na? Because this is 208. Here what is the number? 218. 208, 218 is greater than 208. So in this year only you have to replace. Which year? Third year only you have to replace. Okay, now after that what you have to do? After that what you have to do? You have to write like this. The minimum average cost lie at the end of the third week as shown in the above table is, that is 208.5 year. In the third week, how much the minimum average cost if you replace in third week? How much is that? 208.59. Therefore, like this you have to write. Therefore, the optimum group replacement policy is to be replace the bulb at the end of third week with the average cost of 208.59. How much average cost will be there? 208.59. Like this you have to write. After that what I am doing, this is the group replacement. Now if we see the probability of an individual, how to calculate that probability of an individual? Now let's calculate the probability of a individual. Let's calculate the probability of a individual. So here you group, just now only you calculate in which year you, in which week you have to replace, or in which month you have to replace. So it is given week, so in which week you have to replace. Okay, na? Suppose month is given, so which month you have to replace. So suppose year is given, which year you have to replace. So in this now we are what we are doing, calculating the individual replacement policy. Calculating the individual replacement policy. Calculating the individual replacement policy. So individual replacement policy, first number of week, how many weeks are there, then probability of failure, probability of failure, then P into Xi, Pi into Xi. So how many years are there totally? How many years are mentioned? So totally how many weeks are mentioned? Totally how many weeks are mentioned? Totally 8 weeks are mentioned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Totally how many weeks are there? So individual probability, probability is given in your question, okay na. Individual probability is given in your question, okay na. Whatever you got in question na, that one you have to write. After that you find out that one probability, you find out that one how much you got the value of that probability, that one you have to write. See, as you find out the p1, p2, p3, p4 na, that probability you have to write. So as you can see here, p1 how much you got, 0.05, p1 is 0.05, p2 how much you got, 0.08, so p2 0.08, then p3 how much you got, p3 0.12, so 0.12, and p4 how much you got, p4 0.18, 0.18. Similarly p5, p6, p7, that one you have to write. Then you multiply this one, 1 into 0.05, 0.05, 2 into 0.08, 0.16, 3 into 0.12, 0.36, 4 into 0.18, 0.72, 5 into 0.25, 1.25. Like this you have to see, okay na, like this you have to. Then summation of pi into xi, summation of pi into xi. If you add this all, then you will get how much you are getting, 4.62. How much you are getting probability, 4. So here you got summation of px is equal to 4.62. How much you got, 4.62. After that what you have to do means, after getting this one, you have to find out the individual. See, average number of failure per week. If you going for in number of the bulb, how many bulbs are there, 1000. Then average number of average life of the bulb, like this, just now you got how much, that is 4.62. How much you got, 4.62. So 4.62, if you divide this one, how much you will get, 216.45. This is the bulbs, okay no? This one is the bulb. So average number of failure into, this is the failure is there, what is there, this one is the failure is there. So average number of failure into cost of the individual. So how much will be there, 1.25 if you go for India. So how much will be there, 270. If you are going for the individual group replacement, how much you are getting, 208, 208.59. If you are going for the individual, how much you are getting, 270.56. So like this you are getting. So which one is the best method, go for the group replacement, because in group replacement the cost of the replacement is less compared to the individual. The cost of the replacement in group replacement is how much, 208.59. For if you go for the individual, how much is there, 270.56 is there. So better to go for the individual. After that, if you want to find out the individual cost of that one, so this is the method, but in exam part of view it is not that much important. This lower part, this question is important or solution is important, but this sometime only this will ask. So let x be the group replacement price for the bulb, okay na, x be the group replacement price for the bulb. Then how much it is, individual, 270 point, average is equal to 1000 into x plus 125. I am considering probability 1, probability 2, probability 3, probability 1, probability 2, probability 3, means cost of 1, 2, 3. Here I got now this one, as you can see here, 50. Next one is the 82.5, 82.50. Next one is the 128.12, 128.12. Just I am considering 1, 2, 3, only 3 I am considering. So here 1, 2, 3, this 3 divided here, okay na. If I consider the 4, then divided by 4. If I consider the 7, divided with 7. It's up to you, you can take as much you can, but whatever is given in question, that much only. How many weeks are given, 8 weeks are given, so within that week only you can consider. So after that, if you simplify this one, you are getting this one, okay na. Then 1000, this if you simplify, this one will goes to this side, then 1000 into this one, if you simplify, finally you will get this 0.486. So the price of each bulb is equal to 0.486 or 49 paisa. How much it will be there, if you simplify this one, how much you will get, 0.486 or 49 paisa. So it is better to go for the group replacement. If you go for the individual replacement, how much the cost of that one, 49 paisa. If you go for the group replacement, how much you are getting, 0.30, means 30 paisa. This is 49 paisa. 49 paisa means approximately near or equal to 50 paisa. So 20 paisa you are saving. So better to go for the group replacement. If you want to find out the individual cost also, you can solve like this. Okay na? This is the process to find out the group replacement. Only one problem is there, but important problem is there and somewhat lengthy is there, but if you practice number of times you will get that one.